On August 1st, the Universal Church celebrates the feast of Italian-born saint Alphonsus Liguori, who died in 1787. Voice of the Vatican visited the home of the Redemptorists in Rome to learn more about the founder of the Congregation of the Most Holy Redeemer, who in 1732 founded the order to bring the word to those who had no one to share the good news.
I could describe him as a man of intense, passionate love. The love for people who were abandoned, not only by society, but sometimes by the church itself. But first of all, the first love was his love for God, or more accurately, to allow himself to be gripped by God's love. And this was the driving passion that drove him to reach out to those who are the abandoned poor.
St. Alphonsus longed to help others experience God as friend and redeemer, knowing God's love is greater than any human sin.
So the chasm is proclaimed the good news of plentiful redemption. What a wonderful thing, because it almost takes you to the very heart of the church and its mystery, that of redemption, which touches every aspect of our life.
The oldest of 7 children, St. Alphonsus left his law career to join the priesthood and share with others an experience of Christ's love and his call to conversion from sin toward justice, peace, and the common good.
He was able to shape not only how you see God, but how you live your Christian life. And this was primarily through his teaching on moral theology, on Christian ethics. In fact, the church itself recognized him and proclaimed him a doctor of the church, a title given to those who have in a significant way contributed to theology and doctrine. In fact, there are less than 40 persons considered doctors in the church in the long history of the church, and Alphonsus is one of them. He's the patron of moral theologians. He's the patron of confessors, because he spoke of the tremendous mercy and compassion of God. In fact, he proclaimed a God who was scandalously merciful and generously forgiving. In fact, in this year, when Pope Francis has proclaimed the extraordinary Jubilee of Mercy, you could say it's echoing what we have believed and experienced through our founder, Saint Alphonsus Maria di Liguori.
As this feast approaches, let us abandon ourselves to plentiful redemption and remember the words of St. Alphonsus. He who trusts himself is lost, but he who trusts God can do all things. The Church celebrated the 48th anniversary of Blessed Pope Paul VI's encyclical Humanae Vitae this week. From its publication on July 25, 1968, it prompted much discussion as the Pope reaffirmed the Church's traditional teaching regarding birth control and responsible parenthood. Voice of the Vatican spoke to Dr. Janet Smith, the Father McGivney Chair of Life Issues at Sacred Heart Seminary, and amongst the foremost experts on Humanae Vitae, about the relevance of the document 48 years later.
This is a document that really is based upon an authentic understanding of the human person and the meaning and purpose of sexuality. Marriage is not just about a loving relationship between the spouses, which it surely is, but it is also about being open to new life. I mean, God himself is lover and a creator, and he overflows into new life. And human beings are made in his image and likeness, and they too are meant to overflow into new life.
Humanae Vitae has been hailed as prophetic, as the warnings which Paul VI gave the world have come to reality, predicting that the contraceptive mentality would lead to infidelity, loss of respect and instrumentalization of women, and state-sanctioned contraceptive policies.
Even the secular world has come to recognize that the contraceptive pill has been absolutely, you might say, catastrophic in its consequences. That Paul VI, based upon not his own personal wisdom and holiness, though I think he was wise and holy, but based upon the decades of and centuries of wisdom of the church, said that if contraception became widely available, there would be more abuse of women, less respect for women, a lower morality in general, that women would have physical and psychological problems, and we'd start to treat our bodies like machines. All of those things have happened. In the United States, 42% of babies are born out of wedlock, 42%. 1 out of 4 babies is aborted. And this is tremendous violence against women and children. Most of the poverty in the United States is based upon single parenthood. So the consequences have been enormous.
In speaking of the document, Pope Francis said Pope Paul VI's genius proved prophetic. He had the courage to stand against the majority, to defend moral discipline. Pope Benedict XVI called it prophetically right, and Pope St. John Paul II quoted Humanae Vitae as a compassionate encyclical, saying, "Christ has come not to judge the world, but to save it. And while he was uncompromisingly stern towards sin, he was patient and rich in mercy towards sinners." All week long, you can keep up with the latest happenings in Rome on our Twitter feed, which is @Voice of Vatican. And be sure to like us on Facebook on our Voice of the Vatican page. And keep checking our social media feeds for breaking news and information about upcoming guests and features. And we want to hear your voice too. Email your questions and stories to us at vov@shalomworld.org. I'm Ashley Nerona, and on behalf of the entire staff and crew of Voice of the Vatican, I wish you a blessed week and feasts of St. Ignatius of Loyola and St. Alphonsus Liguori. Saying ciao for now from the Eternal City. I'll see you next week on Voice of the Vatican, only on Shalom World TV, bringing Rome to your home.